I've lived in Mexico for over 5 years, coming and going, and long enough to know which neighborhood feels like Disneyland and which ones like GTA. In this video, you will learn how to get temporary residency, permanent residency, and citizenship in Mexico. Also, why and how a Mexican citizenship allows you to live in Europe for 6 months and to Japan for also 6 months. Hidden gems like you've never probably heard of. And finally, all the add-ons that you can get in Mexico, like for example, getting a trust that allows you to own real estate close to the coast, driving licenses, you can get it pretty easily in Mexico, and bank accounts in dollars, Mexican pesos, and the coveted American Express with global transfer that allows you to then duplicate it and get a US Amex for the points, the miles, and all the travel hacking you've also seen in the channel. What are the benefits of the Mexican passport? Number one, visa-free traveling to 154 countries. Number two, access to a beautiful country that is huge, so you have all types of climates, people, neighborhoods, and lifestyles. Number three, you can live like a king for under 5K a month. So when you secure the citizenship, you can enjoy that paradise forever. And the fourth benefit, and I believe the most underrated one, is you can have unlimited amounts of tacos. The food in Mexico, because you have like the delicious food that you can find in Oaxaca City, which won awards for the quality of the cuisine. And then you also have detox food in Mexico. So for example, you go to any street vendor, you look there what they have, and believe me, enough tacos al pastor from the street, it's gonna cleanse your bowels for 3 days. Complete detox, your stomach reset, then you can start fresh. So detox tacos also available in Mexico. Now, what happens when you have Mexican passport? Well, look at the map. You have visa-free or visa on arrival to more than 150 countries. Some sources say 154, 158, and it's ranked around the 22nd position, just 3 positions below the United States. So if you thought, United States, best passport in the world, well, actually just 3 positions away from the Mexican. Why? Because the Mexican one opens your doors to Central America, Caribbean, pretty much all South America, except one country, which probably you're never going to visit either way. Then 6 months a year, 90 days every 180 to the EU. Then big part of South Africa, all the countries, the lower part of Africa. Then you also have access to Russia with a Mexican passport, and Japan, 180 days, more than the Spanish one that gives you only 90 days a year. Then all Southeast Asia, you can see here, have Indonesia, you have Philippines, you have plenty of countries you can go with the Mexican passport. So it's actually really good. And you can also find, link in the description, is available, this public map in which you can see what countries you would like to travel to or secure bases thanks to the Mexican passport. So that's why I think it's worth investing enough energy and time to create the ties to the country and get the Mexican passport, because it's not that difficult to spend time in Mexico. And before the keyboard warriors start writing on the comments,
oh, but Mexico isn't safe, oh, I'm gonna get robbed, kidnapped, this, blah, 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 blah.
Shh, especially the Brits. Because when we enter the UK website, we see that they start listing all of these cities and all of these states that they actively disencourage you to visit in Mexico. However, if we check the crime stats from the INEGI in Mexico and also the equivalent from the crime stats in the UK, we can see that Mérida, for example, is safer than Nottingham or Leicester or Kingston upon Hull. What about that, Brits? So Mexico is not unsafe, okay? You can ask any abuela that has been living in Mexico 70 years, you know, all the chismes, it's the only thing that happened, a sore throat from all the chismes. That's the only danger that you have in Mexico if you stay in the safe neighborhoods. Of course, then you go to the most dangerous cities in the world. There's a bit of Mexico in there, just 7 out of the top 10, but it's not that bad. So now that you know that Mexico is not that unsafe, it's just a matter of choosing the right cities and neighborhoods, let me ask you, how do you see Mexico? Because this is how most people see Mexico. These huts, these problems at night, these problems with drugs. However, let me ask you, what is this city? This is not New York, it's Mexico City. What about this one? Is it Bali? No, it's Tulum. And this one, Spain. Yeah, this is definitely Spain. Oh no, wait, it's Guadalajara. Maldives? Holbox. This is Napa Valley, clearly. No, this is Valle de Guadalupe. And we can go on and on and on. Bahamas? No, this is Bacalar. Italy? No, San Miguel de Allende. And it's endless. So much to discover in this place that if you become a resident, you become a citizen, you will never get bored. So how you can become a citizen of Mexico? How can you get the Mexican passport finally in your hands? You have multiple routes. You can get temporary residency, permanent residency, through different routes as well. And then eventually, after some requirements that I'm going to share with you in this video, you can become a citizen. So first of all, what immigration categories are there? We have visitante, visitor, residente temporal, temporary resident. We have residente temporal estudiante, student TR, and residente permanente, permanent residency. So if you get temporary residency in 4 years, you can turn it into a permanent residency. After 5 years of living in Mexico, plus knowing some Spanish, plus Mexican history, some other requirements we're going to cover, you can become a citizen. However, you might have heard about faster ways to become a Mexican citizen, and that is going straight to permanent residency. You can do that by having a child in Mexico. The child gets citizenship right away, and the parents get permanent residency. Or you can prove income, whether it's monthly income for 6 months or savings for over 12 months. That's for retirees, people that have some passive income. They can also go straight to permanent residency. And after 2 years of permanent residency, living 18 months out of 24 in Mexico, plus again Spanish proficiency and knowing some history about Mexico, voila, you can apply for Mexican citizenship, and in a matter of 12 to 18 months of legal processes, presenting documents, the government reviewing your application, eventually the passport is going to be in your hands. And all of this is written in the law, as you can see here. In case you want to skip all the bureaucracy and all this paperwork and reading paragraphs in Spanish, you can just book a consultation with our team. We have lawyers in different states of Mexico, so we can go to the fastest states depending on the backlog that we have in different moments. We also know what consulates, for example, Los Angeles or in Madrid, they have crazy backlogs. But if you go to other consulates, where you get the first appointment to start the process and then finish it in Mexico to get the residency, then the process is going to be 4 or 5 months faster. Also, if you know where to apply for the visit in Mexico to turn your visa into the temporary residency, or how to do the process for directly permanent residency, depending on the state of Mexico, you will go much faster. That's why we don't rely on just one team in one state. We have multiple. Book a call. We're gonna link you up with the best one for you. Now, this process has its intricacies. So there are 3 mistakes that you need to avoid to not have your process rejected or take much more than it should be. Number 1, choose the right consulate, because if you choose the wrong one, they have backlogs of up to 120 days. 4 months, your process is stuck, you're just waiting for them to say, hey, yes, now you can go to Mexico and finish the process there. So choose well the consulate. Number 2, don't send documents during vacations. For example, Christmas. Forget about 15th of December to 15th of January, anything happening, everything's slow, it's stopped. We face it with our lawyers, with our team in Mexico, boots on the ground, every freaking year. It's a pain. We tell our clients, just do it in November or do it after January, December, just post. Number 3, have apostilles in your foreign documents, because otherwise you're going to arrive in Mexico, you're going to spend the trip on the hotel, everything to just arrive in the office, and they will say, oh, come back later, try again, because you didn't have the proper stamps. The document needs to be notarized or valid in Mexico. And then a bonus one, when you prove your income, whether it's the monthly statements of the money that you make or the savings in your account, you need specific types of documents. It does not count blurry pictures or statements that look a bit sketchy. You need proper proof, so that when they look at it, it's like, okay, this is legit, this person has this money, voila. Then they accept your temporary residency, or even better, the permanent one, so you skip 4 years of temporary. Worth doing the due diligence properly, preparing your file properly, so then you save 4 years of your life. How does it play in real life? How do you get Mexican citizenship in only 5 steps? Number 1, first visit to the consulate. There, they're going to stamp your visa in your passport. Number 2, enter Mexico and swap for a 1-year temporary resident card at the INM within 30 days. Number 3, renew or jump to a 3-year card at once. Number 4, upgrade to permanent residency after 4 continuous years, or another way, you get a child that is born in Mexico. That gets you straight to permanent residency as well. And number 5, you get the citizenship after 5 years of continuous residence in Mexico or after 2 years of permanent residency. You can skip the 5 years and only do it in 2, immediately apply for citizenship when one of your parents is Mexican. Number 2, you have Mexican children, so a child born in Mexico. And number 3, very interesting, countries from Latin America or from the Iberic Peninsula. So, if you are Spanish born, if you are born in Latin America, maybe in Chile, Argentina, Paraguay, Colombia, Bolivia, many countries are also eligible for this 2-year fast-track path to Mexican citizenship. Does it count naturalized countries? You get naturalized in Spain, naturalized in Argentina, and then you go do that? No. You need to be born in those countries. Then you can get this accelerated path to Mexican citizenship. Pretty interesting. In case you know somebody that is from one of these countries that you see here on the list, send them this video because they can rack up a new passport in a matter of 2 years. Other hacks that you can rack up when you are a Mexican resident or citizen. Number 1, bank account. You can easily open. There you can have accounts in Mexican pesos and US dollars. You can also get a Mexican driving license for moto and car very easily once you become a resident. In case you want to buy property, you can get a fideicomiso, a trust. In this way, just a matter of 30 days, your trust is set up and you can own property in restricted zones on the beachfront through this loophole. The day that you become a citizen, you don't need a trust, you can own it directly in your name. And also, in case you like credit cards, you have a couple options. Banorte Platinum Visa that gives you access to Priority Pass, the 1,300 lounges all around the world, and the AMEX. You can also get AMEX Gold, AMEX Platinum in Mexico, and the AMEX in Mexico is part of the only few countries that allow you to global transfer it to the United States. So Spain, you have Germany, you have Argentina, Mexico is one of them, but only very few. So you're lucky, you can then get much more easily an AMEX in the United States that give you points to start traveling the world in business and first class for cheaper than economy. To know more about that, how you can get these flights for 95% off, how you can get $6,000 flights for $200, and how the Mexican AMEX can help you get there faster, check the link down below where we have all the information about hotels, 80% off, and flights, 95% off using points and miles. Also, all the documents and sources directly from the Mexican government, I'm going to list them down below so you can fact check everything that I said. And if you have any question, of course, put it in the comments. And just to wrap up, what questions do you have about Mexico? Put in the comments whatever you want me to clarify. We're going to do a part 2. I'm pretty sure that this video is going to spark new questions, new insights. So put it down below, what favorite parts you have in Mexico, what places you would like me to cover. And if you want any of these topics more in depth, citizenship, residency, bank accounts, driving licenses, also let me know. We're gonna make future videos about this. Now, if you loved this deep dive into Mexico, I'm pretty sure you're gonna love this one about Paraguay. Find out everything about this country in which you can get citizenship in just 5 years. Check it out right now.